Hello and welcome to this review of Johnnie Walker High Rye Blended Scotch Whiskey, introduced in 2021 by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen Scotch Whiskey Distillers, Johnnie Walker Sons Limited. Well, now it's made according to a royal warrant of King Charles III. I was reading an article where some big companies had lost their warrant, and I think it was Cadbury, and they were saying, well, they didn't think the quality was up to in the past or something with Cadbury, those chocolates. And the company was like, well, we appreciate having a royal warrant for all those years. We're going to move ahead and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, this apparently is still made according to a royal warrant. It has a black, green, and white label. It has this strange shrink wrap plastic around it for the label. If I peeled it off, it would just be a clear bottle. I don't understand why they chose this strange, I don't think, very attractive label. I found this at Walmart for $19.99. My friend David wanted one, so I got him a bottle. He paid me back, and we did a duo review, and he wasn't too thrilled with it. I loved it. It's crafted from rye, barley, and wheat, married with the finest single malts, such as they say on the website, Cardew. So it's a multi-grain whiskey, not unusual, rye, barley, and wheat. 60% rye whiskey. Signature distillery. Okay, wait, it's saying it right here. Johnnie Walker High Rye has been used, rye has been used in whiskey making dating as far back as 1784. Our high rye contains a mash bill of rye, barley, and wheat with at least 60% rye. The whiskey is aged in first fill and refill American oak casks at our bonded warehouses. They don't make whiskey at Johnnie Walker, they're just a blending company. They buy whiskey, well, they own the distillery, so they get the whiskey and they blend it according to how they want to make it. Okay, signature distilleries: Cardew, Cameron Bridge, Tianich, Kaulila, Glenellish, and Glenkinchie. Okay. The reviews, there are a lot of video reviews. I haven't watched them yet, but will now. The whiskey makers are George Harper and Jim Beveridge. Those are the two guys that blended this. Note: sweet wood spice, fresh cut fruit, creamy vanilla taste, green apple, rich toffee, dried clove, finished dry rye spice. So there you go. So $19.99 a bottle. I did online searches, and that's significantly cheaper than the other locations. Okay, so I was definitely not going to pass that up. And they still got loads of it at Walmart. I think the price went up a little bit, not too much. I already poured it because a guy was cutting grass across the street, making all kind of racket with his blower motor. Then I couldn't get the cap untwisted at first, couldn't get a grip on it, so it's probably best that I restarted it. I had to take a photo of the whiskey anyway, so it's kind of greenish gold. A lot of these whiskeys look like olive oil, kind of greenish gold. Distiller gave it an 83. Total Wine, they gave it an 82. Google gives it an 80. So they're all saying good to marginally good, B- to maybe a B. I think my friend David would go along with that. But I loved it when we did the duo, and I haven't had it since. So I just cracked my bottle open today. Now some little bug landed in it, like a little wasp or fly, and I guess he was attracted by the rich aroma, but he landed in the product and it killed him. Killed by death, as Metallica would say. Killed by the strong alcohol fumes. 90 proof, 45% alcohol, the aroma. It's like a wintergreen. I always say rye whiskey smells minty. Wintergreen. It's a multi-grain whiskey. The barley, the wheat, the rye, I don't know. They're just blended together very well. Let's go with the taste. Cheers. Okay, the lead flavor is typical for rye, menthol. Think of menthol cigars like Top Hat menthol, or cigarettes, Newport Cools, or the gums, chewing gum, mentholated. So that kind of thing, which is very popular. The body's medium. There's a velvety mouthfeel. It's very smooth, has a dry finish. Are there any rough edges? Absolutely not. There's breadiness from the barley, but then rye you can go to the store and buy rye bread, and you can buy wheat bread. And so the whole thing is just like a combination of bread varieties. You say, what about smokiness like Johnnie Walker Red Label? Once again, absolutely not. Claude Diamond, who does video hangouts with us, he says cannot stand the smokiness from Johnnie Walker Red. He definitely would not like Johnnie Walker Double Black, which is a smoke bomb. So, but this doesn't have that. This is not the focus whatsoever with this product. You know, they do all kind of different things. You know, they got the Gold Label Reserve, which is a focus on a honey-like flavor, and the Double Black is smoke, and this one is the mintiness. So take your pick. Now, some people might drink this and say it tastes like mouthwash, which usually has like that wintergreen flavor. Somebody was telling me about a local eggnog, and he's a dairy manager at a store. He said, I hate that stuff, it tastes like mouthwash. I said, well, they're probably just using, I said, Richie, they're probably using a lot of mint in it. Don't know about peppermint, but some kind of mint is one of their spices. I said, you know, mouthwash is minty. Well, he said, oh, no, I don't like it. I like Borden eggnog. Well, I agree Borden is better than the Klein Peter, but they're both very nice. So, yeah, so be warned, if you don't like any kind of minty, mentholated flavor, yeah, I mean, you're just going to hate this. If you like that kind of thing, you're more than likely going to love it. Canadian whiskeys tend to be high rye. There are American dedicated rye whiskeys, Jim Beam Rye. There was a Jack Daniel's Tennessee Rye. I think that's been discontinued, more or less. They may still make a limited amount, but try finding that. There's others, of course. Yes, it's a Woodford Reserve Rye, good example. Bolete Rye from Indiana. They're not that popular, but they have a following, kind of a niche following. And I would be one of the followers. I think rye whiskey is fabulous. I thought the Ezra Brooks rye was great. I haven't tried the newer ones. I have the older bottle. I thought that was great, but maybe I like menthol. The wind is cutting through me now. It's getting kind of chilly out here. It's winter time. How dare it be cold during winter? All right, but anyway, of course, winter in southeastern Louisiana might be a little different than winter, say, in Montana. I always wanted to see Montana, or Illinois, or even Memphis, or North Mississippi, for that matter. North Louisiana gets blizzards. Northwestern Louisiana has more of a continental climate, similar to Kansas than here. But anyway, that being said, it's a beautiful product. I think it's a 9.3. I think it's an A. I don't understand the B scores, but I'll go read the reviews, and I'm going to watch the video reviews. I haven't watched a single one. I'll watch them, and I'll comment, you know, and I'm never hostile in my comments. You know me. I'll just be like telling you what I'll say. I had that beer once, or I had that whiskey once, and I gave it a whatever score. I don't go elaborate on my comments. If they want to find out, they can watch the video, but I just give a quick, tell you what I thought about it, letting you know I'm watching. But yeah, it's a beautiful product. Now I still have to get to that was it Song of Fire, Song of Ice from the television series, which I never watched a single second of. But didn't care about that. Not I wasn't opposed to it. I just didn't care about it. But golly gee, I mean, when they had that price point, $14.99, I had to buy both immediately. And then my friend David was like amazed, like, oh. And he was like, yeah, they're pretty good. But then for the price, he bought like multiple bottles. He was like buying many bottles of each. So he said, I'll just give them as gifts. People are going to appreciate it. I said, yes, that's probably true. And coming from Johnnie Walker, you know they're not going to be disappointed. You know, the average person is going to be in love with it. So whiskey snobs may not be in love with Johnnie Walker of any sort. But yeah, it's already seemed like it's getting dark and it's in the afternoon. But as the winter progresses, the days will get longer. So, Les Islay Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent whiskey, unusual for Scotland, high rye, 60% rye. But I would say to the Scotch distillers, make more high rye whiskeys. Don't just make one. You know, don't let Johnnie Walker do it. All y'all do it. Of course, it could not come from a single malt distillery. That's impossible because single malt distilleries can only make single barley malt whiskey, a single grain. But if it's blended, you know, they could get away with doing, well, you know, theoretically 99% single rye whiskey and then add 1% single malt. Technically, that would be a legal blended Scotch. That might be amazing. Like this one is nearly amazing. So Les Islay Bon Ton Relais, a fabulous product, and I'm going to end this review. It's making me burp by saying y'all go to Scotland and take a distillery tour.